Hello everyone and welcome to this video where today I'm going to be filming my 12-week pregnancy update. So just a little note to start with, if you see me looking down throughout this video, I do have my notebook in front of me with all the updates that I've noticed from this week. Also, just to mention, this week we was away through the whole week, so it was a slightly different week to normal, which could have affected my symptoms because I wasn't at work. We were eating different and we were out doing different activities. So that's just a little side note of some reasons why some of my symptoms may have been different this week to what they have on previous weeks. So to start with, I did go into this week wondering how I would cope with being out of routine and being out and about and having to sort out food. However, one really positive thing from this week is I've pretty much been able to go back to eating as I did pre-pregnancy, which is amazing. I never thought I could see the day where I'd be eating normal foods again and not just sticking to the same things. But yeah, I seem to tolerate pretty much anything that I've eaten this week. I don't think I've necessarily been as adventurous as what I would normally be. However, I've definitely been able to branch out a little bit with the food this week. Where we was away this week as well, I've been staying up later pretty much every evening. We was staying up until around like 11 p.m. most nights, which obviously is a lot later than my 8:30 bedtime that I was having prior to this week. However, because we have been away, I have been able to stay in bed a little bit longer in the mornings than I usually would on a work week. But it did mean I probably wasn't getting my 9 hours sleep that I have been needing. And we have been out and fairly active, walking around and doing stuff most days. This has led me to being quite tired throughout the week. So say we'd been out for the day, on the drive home I had been napping in the car. So yeah, there was points this week where I've had to take a couple of naps in the afternoon, but I think that was down to me just staying up late and being out and about a bit more. I have noticed as well that I've had quite sore boobs again this week. As I've said previously, this is a symptom that I can have quite on and off, but it's not the worst symptom out of all of them that I've had, so not too much to complain about there. I did also mention last week that I was starting to feel a lot of stretching down the sides of my stomach. Now that is something that I have continued to notice throughout this week. I have also noticed that I've been getting a little bit of pain, I would say kind of in my lower rib area, especially on my right hand side. Now I am quite short, I am only 5'1" anyway, so I have quite a short torso, so that kind of area is quite compact for me. So I think with the stretching and growing of my stomach a little bit, it is starting to hurt, as it's feeling a bit more squashed around my lower rib area. Now I did have this throughout my first pregnancy, however I personally remember this being much further along, but yeah, I have been noticing that a little bit. So I don't know, as I get bigger and go out more, whether that will be relieved a little bit, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I think that is it for updates this week. I think I will just mention as well, obviously I am 12 weeks, that is usually when you have your 12-week scan. However, as mentioned, I was away throughout this week, so I could not book that and go to it. So I've got that booked for next week when I am 13 weeks. But yeah, not too many changes again this week, not too much different to report on really. We have obviously told some family members that we are pregnant now, but we are just waiting until next week when we have our 12-week scan to tell everyone else. So this is the bump update at 12 weeks and 6 days. You can see it's actually really rounding off at the top now. It's looking much more round. But yeah, this is 12 weeks and 6 days. So that is it for my 12-week pregnancy update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.